What is up, YouTube? Pink Ruby here, back with another episode of Let's Play Mega Man Battle Network 3 and another folder exhibition. So in this one we're going to be showing off the decode folder, and unfortunately this one is going to kind of suck. And I'll get to why in a moment. But before we do that, I want to take another little bit of time to talk about something completely different. And that is the hierarchy of elements and classes in this game. So just like last episode, I am still Elect Custom. I'm going to be keeping this literally forever. Never will I stop being Elect Custom in this file. For elements in this game, Elect element is pretty reasonably the best. If I were to tier them, it would go Elect, Wood, Fire, and then Aqua down at the bottom. Elect is the most useful because it has a full screen paralyzing shot as its charge buster. I forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, it's not particularly strong, but its strength isn't in the damage it does. Its strength is in the fact that it can paralyze. To that end, it's also capable of being doubled. That's what I'm like, again, where was I going with this? The damage of it is also capable of being doubled if you are on ice panels, which is incredibly useful. Wood would be second, because it's sort of like, Wood is sort of like elect element light. It has very specific range for its charge buster, but it can still paralyze some enemies. Not all enemies can be paralyzed with Wood Buster. Enemies that have super armor, like Gutsman or Metal Man, cannot be paralyzed by Wood Buster. Again, making it obviously inferior to Elect Buster. However, it can paralyze enemies, and it has a higher damage overall, capping out at like 120. And it too can be doubled by using Sand Stage. Fire Element is probably, if Elect and Wood are the good and the okay, Fire Element is the last of the usable elements. It's bad, but it's still usable. Fire Element gives you the Firearm Charge Buster. It does 100 damage when fully maxed out. It obviously does not paralyze. However, it comes with one real bonus, and that is its ability to activate certain chips that require Fire Element to be used. Those are Black Bomb and Fire Rattan. They're not super useful, but there are folders you can use them in, and it is usable at the very least then. Also, at least early on in the game, the ability to walk on lava panels is super useful. But late in the game, it's not totally necessary. Obviously, the firearm can be doubled as well using a grass stage, but it only works once because it destroys the grass, and it's better to use powerful fire chips than it is to waste your charge buster on that. Aqua Style is unquestionably the least useful. It does 80 damage. It doesn't, if I remember correctly, it doesn't flinch. Like, it doesn't activate invincibility when you hit enemies with a charge shot with it. But that's really the only thing it's got going for it. Beyond that, it's pretty much useful, or useless. The Buster can't help really in any way, shape, or form, and the only benefit you get to that style is that you don't have to use float shoes, air shoes, or hub bash to walk on ice panels. For styles, there's really only three. There's the one you want, and the two you can deal with, and then there's everything else. The one you want is custom style. More draws on your opening draw, or more chips on your opening draw, is always the most useful. Nothing else will be able to compare to you getting one extra chip, because while you might be able to put other strong chips in your folder with team style, or you might start with a barrier to eat a hit when you're in barrier style, none of that will really compare to being able to throw out stronger combos faster. After that are the two styles that you can sort of deal with, the ones that are okay: bug style and team style. Team style does allow you to at least have an extra mega chip in your folder, and because of that, you don't need to be using hub batch late in the game for that extra mega chip. So if you have, if you have custom 2, custom gauge plus 2, the Navi customizer program, you can use that, which if you've leveled up custom style a couple times, you'll actually be able to, I think you'd have to level up custom style completely once, and then at least level 2 a second time in order to get 9 chips on the opening draw, but at least it's possible. And you can still have that extra mega chip. You still lose a ton of stuff from hub batch, but again, it doesn't cripple you as much. And then there's bug style. Bug style's only real benefit isn't all of its really useful bugs that it gives you, like invincibility, the shield, or stuff like that. It's the fact that you can occasionally open 10 chips on your draw, on your first draw. Well, rather for the whole battle, I should say. Thus eliminating the need for a bunch of extra custom plus, and allowing you, and making up for the fact that if you want to be using extra mega chips, in order to make folders better, you're going to need hub batch or something like that. Alright. With all of... Alright. I guess I should talk about the other styles. Don't use them. Okay? We're done. With that said, let's take a look at my really crappy decode folder. I'm going to say this right now, it's really bad. The reasoning for that is twofold. First things first, let's actually go into it here. So I only have 3 Meta-Gel Ds, and I don't know why. And I don't really have time to go grind them, because I have to get this video recorded, edited, and then uploaded before I go to work. I know at one point or another I had like 8 or 9 of these, which makes me think I might have accidentally thrown some into the chip trader without realizing it. What I wanted was 4 Meta-Gel Ds and 1 Area Grab Asterisk. And then I was also missing some other chips that I kind of would have preferred to have. So I did have to throw in the Snake Engine. I've got Geddon 1 and Snake D. Fast Gauge, the standard defensive chips. This is the only folder I would ever suggest using Attack plus 10 in, and you'll see why later. Wood 30s, Navi 20s, Full Cust preset, Navi plus 40, and then the 4 Darkman chips and folder back. This is not a great folder. I did not build this well. However, none of that really matters in the face of Darkman, and I'll show you why. I should also point out I am using the 11th chip glitch with Geddon 1 preset, because I need 2 Geddon 1s in order to completely destroy all the panels on the screen, because otherwise I literally have no way of destroying these panels. So let's do this. I'm glad I got this fast gauge here. What is... I got wood plus 20 there. Now to actually just do this. Alright. See if we can get a Dark Man. Hey, we got a Dark Man. And I guess in theory I could show off, let's show off the Snake Engine, shall we? I believe this works. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna look real stupid. No, okay, it does work. Hey, he's still alive. I'm impressed. Barely, though. I'm actually just going to kill him like this, because it would be a waste to show off Darkman like this. That is the Snake Engine. If you can get 4 Snake D chips, which you basically have to get them from chip shaders, there's not really another way. The folder can be built specifically with just that chip, and it is significantly more powerful than most other things you'll be able to use. Ooh, I opened with this again? I really just need 1 Darkman chip and I'll be fine. And we're good. So Darkman version 2. Oh, I can't use that Navi plus 20. Will likely be enough to kill him anyways. Yep, there he goes. So that is how Darkman folders work. You area lock your opponent down to one row, and then Darkman just obliterates them. I think Darkman 1 only hits 10 times, but Darkman 1 hits 10 times. So let's be honest here, you don't really need more than that. How do I want to do this? Obviously there is one problem fighting, there it is. Oh, come on, at least to... Nope. Didn't even accept my input. There's one problem fighting Proto Man, and that is the fact that he has 3 area steals that he can use. What do I have? What was that? Darkman 4. Let's do... How do I want to do this? So I'll show off normal Darkman real quick. Normal Darkman is significantly less impressive. When they are not area locked, as you can see, it doesn't really give you it doesn't necessarily give you a ton of hits here. Wow, I counted 17 bats right there. Don't break my panels, bro. But yeah, this is one of the simpler folders you can use in this game. What do I want to do? Let's do that. Because really all you have to do is area steal twice. I actually can't area steal him right now. That is a bitch. Watch my Metagels just disappear down the holes. This should actually just kill him anyways. It's worth noting the bats are... How should I put it? The bats get stuck. Wow, what a bad... Okay. What a bad Darkman right there. That was really bad. The bats from Darkman get stuck on things. If there's any object in their way, it will never destroy the object until the attack is actually over. You have to... you have to make sure there's nothing in the way. And there's a lot of weird things that count as objects. Proto Man's Sword Slash like his his sword wave that he attacks his projectile with, his projectile that he attacks with, that counts as an object. The bats will get stopped by that. Now, obviously, Proto Man can't ever be below that, but like that's just the example of how weird the game considers certain things objects. Likewise, chips like mine, the underground mine, like the mine where your opponent steps on it and they take 300 damage, that counts as an object to the bats. If it is above the opponent, the bats will only hit that. So it's not just stuff like stone blocks or rocks or rooks. Gutsman's fist, I think, counts as an object. There's a lot, there's just a lot of weird things. But yeah, that's just something to consider. I did used to, when I had a version of this in-game, I used to run this folder with mines. I would just area lock them down to one row and then set up 2 mines to force them to take 600 damage. There are other chips you can get for this folder that are really good. I think one of the sensor chips comes in Decode. Those are just ones I don't want to have to grind for, I'm sorry. That's actually really useful for area locking enemies if you can get them. Essentially, you just paralyze them into the back row, and then you take your chance to set up your area locks. The other way you can build this folder, I know I said this before, is with snakes only. Snakes have I want to say a slightly higher damage output, even though there's less hits at max. The maximum amount of hits with snakes is obviously 16. With Darkman 4, I think it's like 20-something, like 28 hits. But because of the much higher base damage at 40, and the fact that they can be boosted with Wood plus 30s as opposed to Navi plus 20s and Attack plus 10s, Snake just tends to be a more powerful chip. The problem with that is if you're using Hub Batch or Air Shoes like I am, you have to either use 2 Geddon 1Ds, or you have to get super lucky and get Geddon 2D, which, again, you'd need 4 of those. Or you'd want 4 of those. Also, I should have more Metagels, obviously. The other thing is you can also use Variable Sword, which does come in Decode. You always get 1 in the game, and then if you chip trade into more, it never hurts to use those chips. Those chips are obviously incredibly strong. But not a ton else when it comes to Decode, at least that I have, that can really be shown off. There is Life Aura, in case you want to play a more defensive build. There are the other Navi chips which aren't very good, like Drillman. Lance is worth considering because it doesn't. If you have a bunch of Lance Ds, it doesn't activate. It doesn't activate invulnerability frames, and if the opponent is stuck on the back row, it's just free extra damage. Little things like that. But yeah, that is the Decode folder, at least the bad version that I have. In the next one will probably be my last extra video. It'll either be the next one, or I might do one more after that. But the next folder we're going to be looking at is more than likely going to be the E-Code folder. A weird folder with weird chips. But we'll talk about that one in the next one. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Pink Reaper, signing out.